Hey y'all, welcome back to Blessed Row Cooks. Today I'm sharing 3 delicious recipes made from simple box cake mixes. But listen, these taste like they were made completely from scratch. So first up, I got my homemade style red velvet cake, and then we're followed by my banana pudding cake and the scrumptious honey bun cake. These 3 cakes came out amazing, and I can't wait for you to see how each one of them comes together. So let's jump right into the first recipe. Today I am going to be using the Betty Crocker Super Moist Red Velvet Cake Mix. I have 1 stick of butter that I have already melted in my bowl. I'm going to pour my cake mix in. It's calling for a half a cup of vegetable oil, and to replace that I used butter. It's calling for 1 1/4 cup of water, and to replace that I am using buttermilk. And it also calls for 3 eggs, and I am using the 3 eggs, and I also am going to add some vanilla. The ingredients that I'm using today will be listed in the description box below. I'm going to be using my hand mixer to mix the cake together. I'm also going to be using 2 8-inch pans for my pans today. You do want to go in and scrape down the bowl. I have sprayed my 2 8-inch cake pans with Baker's Joy. Be sure to follow the instructions on the back of your box cake mix for your temperature and time that you should bake your cake. Now let's make this delicious, easy cream cheese frosting. I'm going to start out with 1 room temperature block of cream cheese. And to this, I'm going to add 1 stick of butter that has been room temperature softened. And I'm going to go ahead and cream these 2 together. Next, I'm going to add in my vanilla. And then I'm going to slowly incorporate the powdered sugar. Now I'm getting ready to put the frosting on the cake. I'm going to do a crumb coat, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 15 minutes. But let me share this little tip with y'all. So when you are frosting your cake, if you're using homemade frosting or store frosting, go from frosting to frosting. You see what I'm doing? Put the frosting down and then start on top of the frosting and spread it on the cake. Try not to go from cake to frosting because you'll spread crumbs. But if you just go from the frosting to the frosting, then that will help you not have crumbs. Just try this recipe and then come back and let me know how you like it. I've had people who say they don't like red velvet cake try this and then they like it. It's really good. My family loves this recipe. After I finish putting the frosting on the cake, went and got me some pecans. You can, if you don't like them toasted, you don't have to toast them. But I personally think that toasting the pecans just brings out this deliciousness. Tastes so good to me. Don't forget to tag me if you make this recipe. Coming up next is the delicious banana pudding cake. We are going to be making a delicious banana pudding cake. These are the ingredients that we're going to be using today. First, you're going to need a box cake mix. The recipe calls for a yellow cake mix, but I'm actually going to be using a vanilla cake mix today. You can use yellow or vanilla. The choice is yours, whichever cake mix you want to use, either one of them. We are also going to be using some banana cream jello. I have 2 bananas. I have some whipped topping. This is the 8-ounce size. If you can find the regular Cool Whip, get that. This is a regular original store brand. Then we have some whole milk. I have my vanilla flavored wafers. These are Nilla wafers. If you can't find Nilla wafers, you can use whatever brand you like. I have some almond extract and I have some vanilla extract. This recipe also calls for the use of an 8-inch pan. And this is my 8-inch pan. You want to prepare your cake according to the box directions. If you have a special way that you normally prepare it and it comes out right, you can do your special way. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to prepare this cake according to the box directions on the back. And once I get my cake prepared and cooled, I'll be back. My cakes have baked and I have cut each cake in half and I put that to the side. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and make my Jello pudding. I have the banana cream and I'm just going to do it the regular way that the box calls for, which is the 1 pack of the Jello pudding mix and 2 cups of milk. And the only thing that I'm going to do different is that I'm going to add 1/2 of a teaspoon of the pure vanilla extract to it. And after I make this, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. While my pudding is in the refrigerator setting up, I'm going to go ahead and slice me some bananas and crush me about 5 of the vanilla wafers. I wanted to come in and show you what I am doing. I am setting up my cake plate to put my cake on. So my cake is actually going to rest on this piece of wax paper. And I put these on the side so that when I frost it and decorate it, you know, it'll be less of a mess to clean up off of my cake plate. And I actually got these. You can cut your parchment paper or wax paper that you have, and that's just a good little tip. You can use it to help prevent getting so much frosting on your cake plate. And I actually got these. This is what I'm actually using, patty squares to separate me. I got these from Dollar Tree. To cut your cake, you can use, this is called a bread knife. This one is, but it is actually a serrated knife, and the edges are like that. But if you don't have a serrated knife, you can actually use a regular knife, which is what I use. I use this knife today to cut mine. Don't saw through the cake with it, or just put it on the side and then just turn the cake around. That's a tip for how to slice your cake in half. I have put half of one of my layers of cake on the cake plate, and I've taken my pudding from out of the refrigerator. Now I'm going to use an offset spatula, and I'm going to go ahead and spread the pudding on this layer of the cake. I'm going to finish putting pudding on this layer of the cake. After that, I'm going to put bananas on this layer of the cake. This is the second layer. I went ahead and did the second layer, and as you can see on this layer, I put the pudding, the bananas, and then I put some of the crumbled cookies on it. I'm going to do the next layer the exact same way that I've done this layer, and I'll be back. I finished with all the other layers. Now I'm getting my stuff ready to do the top layer. What I have in here is 1/2 of a teaspoon of almond extract, 1/2 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I have my pudding that I did not use, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and put my entire 8-ounce container of the whipped topping in. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this together, and then I'll be back. This is how the pudding and the whipped topping look once I mixed it together. This is the consistency that I get. So now I'm going to go ahead and put it on my cake, and I'll show you how it looks when I get back. I'm finished. I put my topping on, and then I just went ahead and put some cookies on the side, and I put some crumbled cookies on the top. I really enjoy eating this cake. The cake is really good. It has that light, airy frosting on it. It's not overly sweet. If you like bananas, banana pudding, this cake is for you. Coming up next is the delicious honey bun cake. These are the ingredients that I'll be using today. I have 2 sticks of butter. You can use salted or unsalted. I have 1 classic yellow cake mix from Duncan Hines. I'm going to use some sour cream, some brown sugar, some cinnamon, some pecans, and I'm also going to be using 4 eggs. The sour cream, butter, and the eggs are all at room temperature. If you don't have butter, or if you would prefer not to use butter, in lieu of the butter, you may use 3/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. To this bowl, I have added my box of cake mix, my 4 eggs, my 2 sticks of butter, and the entire 8-ounce container of sour cream. When I use butter, I add in 1/4 cup of cold water. If I use oil, I do not add water. I've measured out 1/2 cup of pecans, and then I took my pecans and I put them in a zipper bag, and now I'm just taking the bottom of my cinnamon and I'm beating them because I want them to get a little bit smaller. I'm going to mix together 1/2 cup of light brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of ground cinnamon. Then I'm going to add my pecans in. The pecans are optional. I have my 9x13 aluminum pan, and I have sprayed it with some Baker's Joy. I did wash my pan when I got it home. That's why it looks a little beat up. You can also use a glass dish if you prefer. Now I need to put 1/2 of my batter in this pan. So I'm going to take it out. I'm not going to measure anything. I'm just going to do my best to get 1/2 of the batter out of the bowl in the pan. And I'm going to spread the batter out in the bottom of the pan. After I finish spreading the batter in the bottom of the pan, I go ahead and put my cinnamon sugar mixture on top of it. While I'm spreading this cinnamon sugar mixture on top of it, I want to tell y'all about my honey bun cake ebook. It's a digital download. 11 irresistible honey bun cake recipes. I'll have the link in the description. It goes from classic honey bun cake, have banana pudding honey bun cake, sweet potato honey bun cake. It's so good. Some great recipes in there. So check out the link in the description after this video. Once I put my cinnamon sugar mixture on, I go ahead and rub it in with my spoon. Take a spoon and try to rub it in some. I'm putting it, try to cover as much as the surface as I can. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my cake batter to the top, and I'm going to spray this out over the cinnamon sugar mixture. My oven has been preheating the entire time. It is set to 350, and I'm going to put my cake in, and it's going to bake for 28 minutes. You can check your cake at around 28 minutes, 28 to 30 minutes. The baking time will depend on your oven. Now I'm getting ready to make my glaze. I have 2 cups of powdered sugar. And now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of whole milk. And I'm also going to be adding 2 teaspoons of my pure vanilla. Now I'm going to mix this glaze together. My cake is done. I let it cool just a little while. And now I'm going to get it and poke holes in it with a fork. You can use a standard fork. You can use a bigger fork if you like. You can also use skewers, chopsticks, a knife. You can make your holes as big as you want to. Just make sure you poke some holes in the cake. Now I'm pouring this scrumptious glaze on, and I'm going to use my offset spatula to help me spread it out. Make sure that you pour the glaze on the cake while the cake is still warm. This cake is so moist and so full of yummy deliciousness. It is so good, y'all. Make this cake and come back and let me know how you like it. This is one of my husband's favorite cakes. It might be his favorite cake. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I really want you to try, if not all, at least one of these recipes. Let me know in the comments what your favorite one is. And if you make it, don't forget to tag me. Or if you don't tag me, come back and let me know how you like it. Have a blessed and beautiful day. And remember to always put God first in everything that you do. Join me again next time. Bye.